McPartlan, owner of The Comforted Kitty, and this is my video newsletter. And the topic of today's video newsletter is going to be all about cats and houseplants. So it's common for people who love cats to want to bring other living things into their household, such as houseplants. But those houseplants could be a potential risk for your feline friend, even if your cat hasn't previously expressed interest in your houseplants. It's important to stay up to date on what greenery is safe for your kitty to snack on. And I've got good news for you, because in this video here, I'm going to give you an easy list to follow that will make sure that your cat and plants can peacefully coexist. Okay, so what plants are safe for your kitty? Well, since any plant that your cat eats could cause vomiting, I recommend that you set up your environment in your home to discourage them from eating the houseplants and anything else for that matter besides the food you provide. However, there are some common household plants that are non-toxic for your kitty, and for a complete list, I would highly recommend going to the ASPCA website. They have a very large database of plants that are both toxic and non-toxic to your cat or dog, for that matter. There's like over 1,000 on their website at this point, but I'll give you a few of my favorite here in this video. There are a lot of good palms that you can put in your household that are good options, such as the parlor palm. And if you want to think about it this way, the wispy look of a palm just may make your kitty feel like a jungle cat, so that's something to consider. Ferns are common options for houseplants as well, and there's definitely a lot to choose from. You can easily find these at most garden departments in most stores. They're pretty common out there. Just be sure to cross-check exactly what type of fern that you purchased so that you're not buying one that is potentially toxic. Most that are sold are safe for your home, but it's always a good idea to double check. You can also add a splash of color to your home with a flowering plant. Just because a plant has a flower doesn't mean that it's necessarily toxic to your cat, so that's another one to consider. Alright, so what plants are never safe for your kitty to eat? Well, again, I would highly recommend checking out the ASPC website. They have a large database of all those toxic plants for your cat or dog, and they even include a printable option, so it's easy to reference. But here's a few tips that I have for making sure that your environment is free of toxic plants. So number one, begin by just walking through your home and patio if they go outdoors, and anywhere else your cat may have access to, and just make sure that you identify those plants and that they are safe or not safe. If they're toxic, then I would give them away to someone else who doesn't have a cat or a dog that's going to eat them. And you can also ask for help if you aren't sure whether or not they are. Social media can be a great resource for this. You can just post the plant, some pictures of it, and description, and some people who are more into plants can probably help you out identifying those. Alright, number two, check any new plants that come into your home. So you may get like a flower arrangement or just a gift that's very beautiful, and you get it from a friend or a family member, but you just don't realize, or you forget that it could be toxic and you don't want to be causing any issues for your kitty. So just make it a habit to assess all new plants that come into your home. Alright, number three, talk to other cat owners. So you can try sharing this video on Facebook, and just so you can help others understand which plants are safe for your home and which are not. Okay, so now let me give you some tips for discouraging plant snacking by your kitty. So if you have a kitty that is already in the habit of adding greenery to their diet, so to speak, here are a few ways that you can use to discourage that habit. So number one, you can try spraying bitter apple on your plants. And bitter apple is a well-known repellent. You can get it off of Amazon or some stores sell it. But cats hate the odor of bitter apple, and it's unnoticeable to humans. And it's safe for your plants, so it's a great option because it won't disturb or disrupt you or your plant, but it will keep the kitty away. And number two, you can try citrus and diluted vinegar. That has a similar effect to the bitter apple, so often just the smell of it will be enough to deter your cat, but if not, then the taste definitely will. Now number three, if you have a room in your home that is not accessible to your cat, as rare as that may be, certainly is in my home, but if you have a separate room, you keep the cats out, you could put your plants in there to keep them safe. And then over time, once your cat has broken that habit of eating plants, you can try bringing them back out into the house and see how they react to them. But just keep in mind, this only pertains to non-toxic plants. You just don't want to have the toxic plants, even if they're in a separate room, because I've seen where cats are pretty clever and they can open doors, or you just may forget one time and that's all it can take for something bad to happen. Okay, number four, if your plant is in a large enough container, you can try putting some like decorative rocks in it, and those rocks, if they have kind of sharp edges, that might deter your cat from getting into the planter and trying to eat the plant. So that's another option. And then number five is to consider what may be causing your cat to eat the plants. This is always a good question to ask yourself, because if they're bored, which a lot of times it is, then you might want to try giving them more stimulation through new toys or through cat furniture or something else, catnip. There's a lot of ways you can entertain your cat, and that'll distract them from wanting to chew on the plants. If you're up for it, you could even try getting another kitty into your home, which will be like a play buddy for your kitty if your cat gets along with other cats, but it's another option. But if you have a kitty that just has to have greenery in their diet, there are a variety of kitty grasses for cats, so you're not out of luck. You may have seen this cat grass, they call it, and it's very easy to grow. It's just, it only takes a few days for it to grow, and you just have to keep it watered regularly and in a sunny spot, but cats tend to love it, and they will gobble it up, and a lot of them eat it for digestion purposes, but if they just like it, they'll chew on it, but they may throw it up. That is a common occurrence with kitty grass, because cats, although they like to eat it, they can't necessarily digest it or get it through their system, so they may throw it up. So that's something to keep in mind. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you would like to book our professional cat sitting services, the fastest way to do that is to go to our website at comfortedkitty.com, click on the Book Now tab, and fill out the short intake form we have on our website, and then just give us 1 to 2 days to get back to you with sitter availability and scheduling the meet and greet. And I will see you later.